Hello, Grots and Gits. I'm back for my second video today, and I will have a third because I'm going to go through some of the really cool Necron builds. But this is the most important video for the day. The question is it time to panic with the new rules from the Necrons and all the other things? And let's answer that. No! No, guys, chill. So here's what's going to happen for this week and for the next few weeks. Every single content creator in the internet, myself included, I'm going to be guilty of this, okay? We're going to be making these videos, and we're going to be saying, look at this new badass, really cool interaction that's super strong. And so you're going to be inundated with just constant, this is new, and this is powerful, and this is really strong. And it's not that we're lying. We're telling the truth, right? We're delivering you the information. But what I feel like most people are not grasping is they're thinking that the world is ending because one detachment has been released. It's not. Every single detachment that's being released this month is going to be under the context of a massive, and I mean massive, rules balanced data slate also this month. So every time you see rules that are overtuned, do I agree that the Necrons release from today is too much? I do. Now, do I also think that it's completely busted and there's no counterplay? No, there is counterplay, but it's too strong and it's going to need to be toned back. But what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you why it's going to be tuned back, how it's going to be tuned back, why you don't need to panic, and exactly where we are, okay? So we're going to do a quick catch-up on all the detachments right now. We're going to calm down, we're going to breathe, we're going to understand that, honestly, all these detachments that are being released are just making the game a lot more fun and a lot more better, okay? So just bear with me, stick with me for the next 5 minutes. This is a short video, I promise. And we're going to make it through, and everyone's going to be in a much better headspace, and we're just going to continue to just love the crap out of this hobby. So this is all in the context of that massive data slate coming later this month. Trust me here. All right. First one that's been released, I'm just going to catch this up real fast. We've had Death Guard. And Death Guard is realistically, in my book, it's going to be rated as a B+. The Fly-Blown Host is really, really awesome. Is it better than the current Plague Host? I don't know, man. We've got some people in our Discord who have run these things, and they are seriously smashing with it. Now, I'm not going to say it's better than what the Death Guard currently have, but it is another very viable, very good way to play the army that's going to be very successful in competition. Now, it is what I would call a B+ attachment. This is like basically the ideal of what Games Workshop wants to be releasing. They get scout and stealth on all their infantry. They've got very, very solid strats all over the place. And notably, they have a 6-inch pylon and consolidate stratagem. Just for you, everyone who thinks this attachment sucks, let's just say you happen to land the 9-inch deep strike charge from a 10-man squad of Blightlord Terminators, and they have a 6-inch pylon and consolidation. Let's say there's going to be a leader that makes them hit a little bit harder. Guys, you just win the game because you're going to tag like 12 different things with that pylon and consolidation. That's like a bonus 12 inches of movement off of that charge. This detachment's good. It's not broken, but it does have some very good mechanics. So everyone who thinks that this detachment sucks, it doesn't suck. Just trust me. There's going to be a lot of gameplay out there, guys. All right, let's talk about the next one. Dark Angels. I rate this as an A. I've gone through the Dark Angels quite a bit. I've been doing some practice games with them. I've been playing around with it. The Lion's Blade Task Force is excellent. If you're a Dark Angels player and you're thinking this sucks, you need to give it some time, my friend. This is a good, solid detachment. They have some really, really interesting things. The detachment rule might be a little bit middling, but when you think about what it enables, it's really not, all right? You're going to have, so basically you get +2 to charge for your Deathwing units if they're engaged with a Ravenwing unit, and then everything also has to take Desperate Escape, excluding monsters and vehicles if they want to fall back from Ravenwing. So this coordination of the Ravenwing and the Deathwing here. You've got an ability to give your Deathwing units, which includes your Dreadnoughts and your Repulsor Executioner and your Land Raider Redeemer, +1 to wound and shooting. You've got the ability to move straight through walls with your Ravenwing units. You've got the ability to charge in your opponent's charge phase. This is not a heroic intervention. This is the best stratagem in the game, bar none. You can't be move blocked with this detachment. Move blocking can't work because if you're within 6 inches, I'm just going to charge you with my Deathwing unit and slaughter you in your turn, and then get free movement so that in my turn, I'll get to move wherever I want to move and then wreck you even more. This detachment is amazing. It's got so many really cool abilities, and it does not break the game. So this was a great hit for GW. They did an awesome job. If you're a Dark Angels player, if you're feeling down in the dumps, man, just give it a little bit of time and a little practice. You're going to see how this is awesome. Let's move on to the next attachment. Tyranids. This is a very solid B+ detachment. It's not, I won't say it's better than, say, like the Invasion Fleet where you're spamming the Carnifexes with Old One Eye. I don't necessarily think that it's going to be better than the Cruster Stampede, but what it is a very unique way to play the Tyranids. It's going to present your opponent with a very new set of challenges that they might not be able to handle. And as a matter of fact, in teams specifically, I think this will be the best Tyranids detachment. So basically, all your warriors are going to gain 5 Invuln and OC3. This allows for insane OC bombs, with very unreasonable durability for the points cost. For a 150 point unit of warriors, you have 18 wounds that have a toughness of 5, 4 up armor save, 5 up invulnerable save. You will always be stacking them with a venom throat that's going to be able to cover like 6 of these units with their aura, and a psychophage, which is going to be covered like 6 units with their aura. And then suddenly all those units also get stealth, and they'll get a 6 up field of pain. Not to mention, you can regenerate these models. This army is insane. They have such a unique way of playing. They don't have any individual death ball that's going to go murder any unit in the game. They don't have anything that's going to murder anything in shooting instantaneously, although the shooting does get shockingly surprising. You can get your Tyrannofex, for example, a strength 8 acid spray. Suddenly all those marine bodies are being wounded on 2s, and a lot of light tanks are being wounded on 4s with that damage 2 flamer. Your X-Crin can go to strength 11. Strength 12 dire biocannons if you want to take the Harry Dan. And by the way, the Harry Dan's not a meme, even though it kind of looks like it. In this detachment, at least, I don't think it's a meme. And not to mention wrapped all in the amazing team's potential. So this is a very, very cool detachment. It might struggle a little bit in singles, but that doesn't mean it's not playable. This is the dream that we want. We want fair, balanced, and good and interesting detachments. Now the next one, I'll grant it. Listen. The Hexwork Thrallbrand for 1,000 Suns. It might even be a D. You know what? I'm gonna give it to you guys. I'm just gonna give you the D. All right. Wow, that did not sound right at all. Okay. Anyway, this detachment blows. Now, here's the deal. Bear with me here for just a moment as I try to give you a different perspective on this detachment. There could be a very good context for this detachment in a Codex rewrite, and I have it on good authority that with the balanced data slate, T-Suns are getting a rewrite. And I'm almost 100% positive at this point that you're going to have demons included in the codex for Thousand Suns. So once you start seeing like demons who all have psychic weapons, oh, okay, now all of these units are going to just get +1 to wound in this detachment. This detachment starts becoming a heck of a lot better. So what the problem is that we're thinking about this detachment right now in the filter of what the current rule says. And I don't blame you for that because I'm doing the same thing, by the way. But just bear with me. Bear with GW. GW's proven that they're really good at balancing the game in 10th edition. And stick for the balanced data slate rewrite. This detachment is probably going to end up fairly solid, even though I would agree right now it sucks. But also, I don't really feel that bad for T-Sun Slayers because it is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. Admech. We got this one released yesterday. It's the best detachment in the game. I stick with that. The detachment is amazing. The nice thing is that the amazing detachment rules and stratagems are all on Admech datasheets. Admech datasheets are just notoriously not that great, especially for the points cost. So the reality is you have the best attachment rules in the game with probably like the weakest models in the game. It leads to a fairly balanced experience. I don't think it's too good. If you've never played against Admech, you're going to struggle with it. But once you play against Admech a few times, you're going to get the way to play against it. This will enable Admech players to play at a high level, but not a busted level. There's a few shout out little interactions in it. Suddenly your big chickens with their sustained hits last scans will get sustained hits on 5s, and they get to reroll 1s to hit and wound. So they're going to be hitting a lot harder. You can get the assault ramp for Dune Riders, and so Dune Riders get to move. You spend a CP. The Rush Stalkers get to move out afterwards and then charge. There's a lot of really cool, interesting combinations and just amazing numbers of them. This detachment that makes the detachment rock, but it's not busted. Even if you struggle, even if you lose to it the first 2 times you play against it, guys, just take a breathe back because of the data sheets that it's on, it's not busted, even though it is very strong. We want our armies to be strong. And then lastly, let's get to the Necrons. And I do agree with everyone, guys. The Necrons are over-tuned at this point in time. This detachment is it's bonkers. Let's be real with it, okay? The detachment rules and the strats are almost as good as the Admech detachment rules, but they're on the ridiculous, amazing rules and abilities of the Necrons models themselves. Even your flayed ones are going to become ridiculously overtuned. I've actually got some like average damage profiles of a 10-man flayed one on this sheet. Like an average 10-man flayed one will kill 32 guardsmen, 19 subductors, 23 gene stealers. Or I think this is damage, so not kill this many, but this is how much damage they deal. 23 damage to the gene stealers, 17 damage to marine body. It's kind of silly how much damage this just a flayed one does in this detachment. Guys, GW is going to balance it. Remember when the Necrons Codex came out and you could just fish for dev wounds with all of your immortals, and it was just absolutely bonkers because every single time the immortals would activate, it would be 16 dev withstanding wounds. Yeah, how fast did that get changed? Within a week. GW is so much better at detachment balancing and rules balancing at this point in time. This detachment just dropped today. Give them a freaking moment. Breathe. This world is not ending. and it's going to be okay. Every single time we've had anything that's actually overtuned or busted, GW has fixed it. This is not 9th edition. This is not 8th edition. Lord knows this is not 7th edition. You have a Games Workshop that actually cares about balance of the game, and they've proven over the last year that we've been in the best balance for the last year of the game ever. Every time something's broken up, GW's fixed it. Even Aquilons for Imperial Guard. Everyone's terrified of those. Guess what? Custodes beat Aquilons in the finals. Now, there are some things about that freaking match. But, like, the reality is they balance the Aquilons with a specific targeted nerf, which will be reflected in their upcoming balance status slate. GW's good at this. So let's just summarize here. Do we need to panic? No. This is the most balanced. It's been so balanced for an entire year. Like, we've never had a year of balance in 40K ever. We think about how many individual metas we've had so far in 10th edition. You had the Death Watch in the beginning. Well, that got wiped out really quick. You had your freaking Eldar in the beginning. That got wiped out really quickly. You've had so many things. Gene Stealer cults got wiped out really quickly when they were overtuned. Every single time something has been busted or broken, GW has fixed it. All right. This, and like I said, it includes the Necrons and the Codex release. So just breathe. The game really rocks. And there's a massive freaking rules balance status slate coming at the end of this month. So just enjoy these cool gifts that's coming out and realize that this is all in the context of a enormous sweeping rules change that's coming at the end of this month. Once we get that, and then Necrons are still broken, then we can panic. Until next time, this is Happy Crumping Wargaming. Enjoy your freaking hobbies, people. Breathe, and I'm going to continue making the videos. Hope you continue watching them. I love y'all. Bye-bye.